friends, thanks so much for tuning into my channel. If you are a first-time viewer, welcome. I'm so glad you decided to stop by today, and I hope after today's experience you will keep coming back. And if you are one of my faithful subscribers, thank you so much for continuing to tune in every week. I hope that this video is helpful to you and that you enjoy it. So today's video is a Monday Memo edition, and if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that today's Monday Memo was simply to write things down. And so I thought for this week I would actually share with you guys some of my writing tools and some ways I use writing to help me to be more productive, like holistically, like as far as being productive with work, school, ministry, and even just my emotional, physical, and mental health. There are so many ways that writing things down enhances my life. Then I'll share this quick story. Back in, I want to say it was the 4th grade, my handwriting was just not great. I mean, I was a 4th grader, but my handwriting wasn't really good. I remember that. And I do remember, you know, one of my teachers, she wasn't like super discouraging or anything, but I don't remember if it was something that she wrote like on a report card or anyway, my handwriting needed some work. I think maybe I got like a U or something like that on my report card for handwriting. But I don't remember all the details, but somewhere in between the 4th grade and the 5th grade, I just had this thing where I wanted to have neat handwriting. I'm a lefty, so you know, learning to write manuscript and learning to write in cursive, I guess it could be seen as a disadvantage because it was always taught by someone who was right-handed. And you know, the workbooks and things, they accommodate right-handers because most people are right-handed. Of course, I didn't realize at the time that learning how to write as a left-handed person, it really did foster creativity and just tenacity in me, because if I was going to learn how to do things, I had to figure out a way to do them where it will work for me. So anyway, long story short, I went from having really sloppy handwriting to having really nice handwriting, and enjoying writing. I've always enjoyed writing things down, even now, being back in school as a grad student, and even when I was a teacher, I enjoyed making handmade signs and anchor charts and things like that because I like writing and I like my handwriting. And it had gotten to a place where, you know, coworkers would ask me to sign their students' award certificates because they like my handwriting. And then later I realized that writing things down is a part of my learning style. If I write something down, even if I never look at it again, I'm more likely to remember it than if I type it or if I just see it visually. So I do keep memos and things in my phone just because it's quicker to get to sometimes. But I make it a point now to write things down. So I thought that was important to share. So I'll start out with this book. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw the note that I wrote about this little journal. This is actually my personal journal. And I've had several little books and journals over the years just because I like stationery. But I'm really proud of this one because I completed it. Like, I started it from page 1 all the way to the end. And I'm so glad that I did that now, because from 2012 until now, it's just been amazing to read back on my progress, to see some of the things that I have been struggling with, prayers that I prayed, notes from books and devotionals and things that I read during this time, just ways that I would reflect. And so, of course, I'm nowhere near where I want to be as far as just progress in life with goals or dreams, desires, things of that nature. But to be able to look back and see the growth and the change from 2012 to 2016, even seeing the change in the way I relate to myself, in the way I relate to God, in my prayers, or even just how I view life, how I view some of the things that happen in life, repeatedly. So it's just been cool to see that, some things have actually changed. I've actually stepped out into doing some things that I was just thinking about in 2012, or even, having taken a step back from some things just to reassess. It's just been cool to look back and see my progress. So keeping this journal has been amazing for me. It's accountability in so many ways, because I'm forgetful just like everyone else. Sometimes I forget how God has blessed me. I forget how much I've actually come through. I just take things for granted sometimes, and being able to go back and read through things that I wrote in this journal in the past 4 years, it's just been a blessing, and it's been such an encouragement to keep going, to continue on my journey, and to trust God with my life, to see that He hasn't failed me, to see the places where I've just been so wrong about things that I wanted, or relationships that I wanted to be in, certain business aspirations, things like that, to see that I've grown. My desires in some ways have changed, but it's also been encouraging to see that some things have been constant. Some things have been consistently in my heart. So I would write them out. And so, that's been reassuring to me, especially in areas where I don't see the amount of progress that I would like to see. I can see that, I can see things that I wrote that continue to confirm and affirm to me that certain things are just in me to do. And I believe God placed those things in me, those desires. He's given me certain strengths and certain weaknesses. And so going back to read through my journal has really helped me to, it's just encouraged me to keep going. So I'm so glad I have this record of the past 4 years of my life in this journal. So I encourage you to have a journal. Back in the day it was just called a diary. Some people still call it a diary. It's something that you can write down things that happen in your life: thoughts, feelings, prayers, plans, desires, failures, fears, your faith. It's just wonderful to have something that you write down. And I will also note this, that I notice even in my writing, even though this is a book that is not being shared with the world, I'm not reading personal things out of my journal, for the whole world to hear. Even though these things were written privately, I can read back from 2012 to now, and I can see that I'm being more honest. The way I approach writing things down, just being true to what I'm actually feeling and what I'm actually experiencing, and not just writing, what it's supposed to be, or, how I think God would be most pleased. I do write those things down too, but I make it a point to come from my heart a lot more honestly in this writing 2015, 2016 than I was 2012, 2013. So I think it's just cool. It's just amazing to have this to look back in, and it was just as simple as taking time to write. I also noticed that I wrote in my journal more frequently when I was more focused, because when I'm more focused, it has a lot to do with how much time I am setting aside to just focus and have time with me and God, or how much time I am setting aside to turn down my devices and it just be me pouring out of my heart. So those are all observations, that I can get from just reading back on my journal. So I think a journal is an amazing tool to write things down. So journal. All right, the next thing, I purchased this book when I first got serious about doing a YouTube channel. Back about a year and a few months ago, when I said, I've been thinking about this, planning, studying cameras, lights, all this stuff. I'm gonna do this. I bought this book. I started writing down ideas. Also, at that time, I had purchased 2 books from Books A Million. One is called Contagious, and I will link that book and the author in the description box. And the other one was called A Brand Called You. When I first got those 2 books, I had gotten this notebook because I was writing down ideas and things that I could apply. But this is just one of those books that I would throw in my bag so that I will have, because when ideas come to me, I want to be able to write them down. And it helps me to not be lazy. It helps me to not be lazy, and it helps me to not lose ideas when they come to me at times that are inconvenient. So I have this little book with me in my purse usually, or in a bag, or I have it on the table that's beside my bed. So I don't know, in the middle of the night, there's songs in this book as well. There's some poetry, which I'm a songwriter, so I guess I'm a poet. When I have all types of ideas, I write in this book. So I hope that I never lose this book. And if you happen to see it, my name and everything is in it, please return it. I'd appreciate you not opening it, but except for to see whose it is. Yeah, there's so many things, so many ideas that I have in this book, from content that I want to create for YouTube, or songs, conference ideas, people that I want to reach out and connect with, people that I want to share with or help, or people that I feel it could benefit me to just sit and listen to what they have to say. If I attend conferences or different events, I take notes about things that I loved or things that I felt could improve, not to critique, that particular person or their event, but just to learn, so that when I do things, they can be done in excellence. I usually learn so much, and it's not for the sake of copying anyone. I just write down things that resonate with me, things that make my experience at different events, that make it a great experience. So I write those things down so that I remember. So yeah, so this is my ideas book. I want to show you guys this too. This is the notebook that I write my Monday memos in. If you follow me on Instagram, you have seen my Monday memos over the past couple of weeks. And so I've just been sharing really short things that I feel, are helpful. Things that are practical. Things that are tangible for people. I share with my Monday memos. And of course, I wrote the Monday memos idea down in this book originally, but when I decided that I would do one every week, I chose to write it in this little notebook. So each week there's a new page, and I can go back and revisit those pages as well. So those are just a few of my little writing tools that I have. I don't have any particularly special pens right now, but I do love pens, and I do love to write. So if you know of any neat places where I could order pens, or your favorite stores, I live in the southeast region currently of the United States. So if you know of any stores in this region, or places that I could order from that have great stationery, because not only do I like to buy stationery for me to use, I love to buy journals and tools and things like that for people that I'm mentoring. If you know of any great places to buy writing utensils, writing tools, notebooks, and things like that, please leave those in the comments below. I'd love to know where you get your favorite writing tools, and I'd love to patronize some of the companies that you guys like to use. Oh, and of course, my iPhone. I do record things in my iPhone. I guess technically it's not handwriting, but it is writing. Like here I have to sing at an event. I have to sing at a church service on Sunday. So when I get ideas of what I may want to sing, I jot them down. And it's so funny because sometimes it's like in praise and worship, and I'm just enjoying the worship, and ideas will come to me, and I'll pick up my phone and type something down and put the phone down and continue with worship. But it's just important because I know I will forget, and I will sit at home and try to remember. So I write little songs and stuff like that down. What's something else that I record in my phone? Grocery list. Let's see what else. I write out some of the points for things that I want to share in my YouTube videos, you know, or scales. I have scales written in my phone. I'm learning the bass, so that's been fun over the past year. Songs, I even have songs written in my phone. If I'm out somewhere and some lyrics just hit me, I will write them, tap them in my phone if I don't have my notebook with me, or if it's just not a convenient space to take out my notebook. Another thing that I would advise, especially iPhone users, I can't really say for Android users, though I'm sure you have some type of recording tool. For iPhone users, I strongly suggest using your voice memos. Use your voice memos, because sometimes a melody will come to me, and instead of allowing myself to forget it, I will go in my car and sing the melody in my phone. And there are some melodies that I've put in my phone that I haven't really done anything with a year and a half, 2 years ago, but I have it. So if I'm in the studio, or if I am composing and I'm with some writers, I have it. I don't have to sit there and try to rack my brain to remember when I'm hearing music and reading and all this stuff all the time. It will get lost. So I record those things. I just encourage you to write. Write down your thoughts, write down your feelings, write down your fears, write down your plans, faith, new people that you meet. Just don't let things slip. Everything may not be something you can remember or even should remember, but a lot of things that could be of significance to us when we look back will be there if we just took the time to write things down. Thank you so much for tuning into my video today. I hope that it has been helpful to you and you are encouraged to write things down. Everything that I do on this channel, it's for you. I want to support, I want to encourage each of you to live your best life and to enjoy your journey. So again, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If you have not already, please subscribe on your way out, and share this video with a friend. I would so appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. Also, leave your questions or your comments in the comment section below. And I just thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Maintain the skirmish. And I love you, because you're worth it.